I'm actually comfortable. This is nice.
I'm actually really good at presenting. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
I'm like the end result though. I don't do all the setting up. I just need tell me what to say.
Anthony, I guess obviously a tough season for you just with the back and everything. I guess like when you kind of look back at this year, how would you kind of assess it? Like I guess from your standpoint.
Man, I mean from my standpoint, I mean I feel like I had a short year. You know what I mean? Given everything I went through, just getting hurt, coming back, getting hurt again. You know what I mean? So that type of stuff wasn't the best for me, but I mean now I got a better gauge on what I need to work on and understanding what I gotta do just to, make it through a full season.
I guess to that point, I guess what are the things you have to do to make sure you make it through a full season next year?
Just back strengthening stuff, core strengthening stuff. Gotta work on my glutes and my hammies. So all that type of stuff plays a factor into, taking stress off my back, and I think that's really important for me.
Have you been given any indication as to whether you would need like a surgery to correct this issue going forward, or?
No, we have talked about that, but no surgery, which is real good. I feel like so I think where I'm at now is just, I hate to say it's kind of like rest and recover. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's strengthening other stuff to where this doesn't come back, to any type of faction.
So you have confidence that going into free agency going forward, this won't be something that's going to hinder you to this degree like it did this season going into the future.
No, I think this year definitely was the cap to where, it's the most I've ever sat out for any type of games, any type of injury. You know what I mean? So I think unfortunately I don't want to say breaking point, but I reached where I needed to go to make me sit out as many games as I did. So now I think I could just have more prevention from it and have better knowledge of what I got going.
Besides just taking care of the back, just how do you envision you approaching this off season, just given that you are a free agent and just kind of everything that comes with that?
I think nice.
The person who's never here, but
no, you good. I think just to start out my summer, just to focus on my back, my body, not even just my back, but just my body in general. You know what I mean? Understanding what I need to do to be fully healthy, to be fully good. So starting with that, and I think just I'm the type of person that I like to work on everything. So you guys all know my type of game. I like to do everything on the court. So off season I work on everything just to be ready for whatever the case may be.
Would you be open to coming back here?
For sure. I would love to, but it's not up to me, and I understand that. And it is what it is, and I understand that it's a business, so I'm with whatever.
You did light up a little bit with the idea of coming back. So like when you think of the last 2 years, let's say, what are the sort of like positive, like flashbulb memories that you have of these last couple of years that make it a place that you love?
One thing that's great, I got to be teammates with Bamba. So that really made my year all in all, and we was locker mates, so that was another big thing for me. Nah, but it was great. I don't want to say it was great like it was over, like it's over, but meeting new guys, coming to a new city, been in Memphis for 3 years, coming here, I learned a lot just about the city, about Philly, and staying in Jersey. So, and also the players. I met a lot of great guys. I love them. It's been a funny 2 years, and I feel like we've had 4 different teams in 2 years. So that's always a joy to have too.
It's easy to forget that before all the back stuff kind of flared up, it's like you had established yourself as a starter and playing alongside Tyrese. And do you feel like even though that time was not as long as you wanted it to be, that you sort of proved that, hey, I can be a high caliber starter in this league and help in all those areas that you pride yourself in?
Nah, most definitely. Kind of like you said, just establishing myself as a starter was real important for me coming into this year, and I feel like I was doing that, and just I was just getting rolling and understanding what I have to do to win games for this team, and for this caliber of a city, winning games is the most important thing. So it was fun, and I understand what needs to be done, and I think that's the most important thing.
I know you said it's not up to you, but you know you're about to become a free agent, and what type of opportunity are you looking for?
That's tough. That's tough to say right now. With the season just being over, and I got to gauge, my options, gauge who I want to be, what I want to do, and everything like that. So it's not necessarily saying it's not up to me. It just determines, what offer sheets, and stuff like that is out there. Because teams got to offer me me be on the team. So yeah.
But like to follow up what Gina said, I'm pretty sure it is exciting to you. I mean, of course they're gonna look at your medical, but when they realize that you're able to go, it's gonna be one of those things that it's probably gonna be more. You feel like it could be more opportunities than there were.
No, 1,000%. I feel like I've established myself in the league and understand what I can do, what I bring to the table. So I think everybody knows that. And I'm just speaking from being day one after the season being over. So just having everything up in the air. So you never know.
You just mentioned that everything you bring to the table and everything. How tough was it for you to have to sit and kind of watch throughout this whole playoff series, just with your back and everything, knowing you could have been able to help this team?
It hurt. It hurt just to watch, my guys going out there. It hurt to watch, us losing games that I feel like would be easy dubs. I feel like we're losing games that, I can help that, we might have clawed through. So with the team that we had, I feel like, I still feel like we was one of the best teams in the league, fully healthy and, fully engaged. So all that type stuff. It's sad that we had an abrupt end, but I think I gained a lot from this.
Piggybacking off that a little bit, Kelly talked about feeling like there's like some unfinished business.
Yeah.
Does that, you're going to factor in a lot of things, but does that influence your decision a little bit too, that you feel like you have something special here?
No, for sure. I think the 2 years that I've established myself here. I love the city. I love the team. The guys is hilarious. I love the ambition that everybody brings to coming to the games. I love the fans. I love they screaming, cheering. I love how hard they are on us at the same time. But kind of like you said, I do feel like it's unfinished business. I do feel like with the core that we do have, it's one of the better ones. Just everything that it brings to the table.
I don't know if it's sank in yet. What's the worst part about a day later?
I would say the worst part is, I guess, watching other teams play still. You know what I mean? You wish, when you win, you want everybody else to end. But I guess watching somebody else, go out there and still play and compete for something that, you was working all year for, it kind of hurts too. So, but it also can be motivating. So I think I'm going to use the motivation to it just to, get ready for next year.
From the outside, that was such an intense series, and you've been in multiple series now here and with Memphis. Did that feel as intense as it looked to the rest of us, or how did that series feel, where literally every game goes down to the wire and all that?
I saw something on Twitter was saying the total points was 1
point.
Yeah,
literally.
It was 1 point. So I think that says a lot about the series. Even though somebody would win by say 7 to 10 points, the next game somebody else might win to 7 to 10 points. So I think it just shows the balance and everything that was going on and just the physicality of it. A shot go up, they sending 6 people to the paint to go get it back. So I think that type of stuff is good for your team in terms of the toughness that you need to bring to a series and the physicality that other teams are bringing at you every night. So this series showed a lot for me just watching.
No, what was it like working with Coach Nurse for the first time? What makes him different as a coach?
I think just his mindset. He comes to a mindset of we can win everything, you know what I mean? But it's gonna take the right stuff to put yourself in the right position to win. And I think that's the most important thing about him. He understands that preparation is the most important thing, and having the right mindset and staying in a good headspace is important for you too. Thank you.
Playing
Not
sometimes.
necessarily the minutes. It was just like a wave of different emotions during different parts of the season. A lot of the season early on, it was just a matter of just waiting for opportunity, and then when opportunity comes, it's just like, all right, now it's a change in mindset. It's just like if we wanted something to happen to our guys, happen, how to capitalize on opportunity.
I guess with that being said, I mean, obviously you are gonna like enter free agency this summer. Right? I guess like what do you value in free agency? I guess like what are you kind of looking for?
Just fit, making sure I'm going, somewhere, anywhere, or even if it's here, it just makes sense. Obviously, it's the NBA. Like, it's not going to be a perfect fit everywhere you go. That's for any player, but just getting on one page with coaching staff, getting on one page with the training staff, and everything, kind of like how this summer went, last summer went, is going to be important.
Just with the ups and downs of this season, just maybe what are the biggest things that you learned that then you can take into the off season as you continue to work on your game?
You learn a lot of things. You learn how to play your role. How to play your role and how you can try to be the best you can.
When you first got here, you said Joel was an influence on you coming here. I know it wasn't a perfect season for him either with the injury and all that, but what was it like, being on the same team with him and getting to kind of learn and see how he kind of goes about things?
Yeah, I was going to tell him before the game that I was extremely proud of him. Like years before, like I've known Joe before I even came into the league, and there's been a bunch of stuff like kind of surrounding Joe, and like things that he's gotten over, and things that he's gotten better at, and like not being on the team, like it's easy to like hear those types of things and be like, all right, like this must be true, whatever. But being here and seeing how he works and seeing how he, attacked every day, even though he was nowhere near 100%, I told that's what made me most proud of him. He called me last night, and it was late because the game was over at 12, but he called me last night. It's just like, we just talked about things and how things went. But I told him, like, yo, like, listen, like, we're real life proud of you, dog. He's been through a lot this year, and he's fought through a lot this year. The guy was out there on a leg and half his face. He couldn't blink. But I told him I was proud of him. I told him that, that he has to do some certain things, and we're just looking forward to the future.
What are these kind of initial hours after a series like that, a game like last night, just as you sort of, individually and as a group, sort of start to process and transition to the off season?
It's probably different. It's different for every player. Some people, it's going to be kind of weird to say, but it's kind of like death. Everybody processes it. Everybody grieves a little bit differently. Obviously, like some guys, no one's happy.
Yeah.
and we all truly believe that we should be on that damn train heading to New York right now. But no one's happy. But at the same time, like everybody's like kind of thankful for how things went. Guys got to the finish line without losing their minds or hurting, being hurt. And you can say that for everybody around the organization. It takes a toll on everybody. It takes a toll on you guys. It takes a toll on us. It takes a toll on our training staff, coaches, everybody. So it's just like I think it'll be a little bit easier a couple of days from now, but I think the first couple of days is just like, damn, like, especially probably gonna get tough again, like when we watch like how this next series like kind of ends. Regardless of whatever team wins, like New York wins, we're like, damn, that could have been us. And then if Indy wins, it's like, yo, we could have did this differently, But it's just different for every player.
Thanks.
I know it's hard to reflect immediately, like the day after the season ends, but just overall, when you kind of look at your experience here, how would you describe it? What stands out? Just kind of give us a sense of all that.
Yeah, at least for me, it was definitely a long year. Just being here in Philly and Delaware with the Blue Coats, just kind of moving back and forth. I definitely enjoyed my time with the organization in this whole year. I think we had a great year. Obviously, our goal is to win a championship. We fell short of that, but I think it's always some positives to the journey, and we just looking forward to this off season and just trying to build, and at least for me, just trying to keep getting better, keep being consistent, and just keep working on my game.
Yeah, what are kind of the biggest things you feel like you can keep working on and fine tuning in your game skill wise?
Yeah, I think for me, just my leadership on the court, competitive nature, just being able to, be vocal, be a NBA point guard, show guys that I can lead a team, be aggressive when needed to, being able to get my teammates involved, be a pest on defense. Coach really loves guys that can defend multiple positions. So, just working on that and then conditioning, getting my body in shape and just putting on some muscle, even more just getting stronger and just stay consistent with that.
You and Kyle have known Nick the longest, so they went on a team, and a lot of players in the last 12 hours after Game 6 have spoken so highly of him as a coach. Because what makes him different from other coaches you've experienced, and why do you think it is that people are so drawn to him?
Yeah, I think it's just his love for the game. His attention to detail. How he breaks film down, how he breaks practices down. You can always come to him and talk to him about anything basketball related, and he's never going to sugarcoat anything. He's always going to give straight up answers, straight up details. But I think it's just his understanding of the game, him being around the game for so long, just being able to talk to him about basketball and just just the knowledge of it.
Being around both Kyle and Tyrese, just what would you pick up or learn from the two of them, just two all-star guards?
Yeah, just their competitive nature, how they just come in the gym every day and just want to be the best. Just want to be great day in and day out. Just put the work in. Come in here and lead, be vocal. Help guys do what they're supposed to do, be in different spots. They just want to win at the end of the day. That's just been the main focus all year. So just being around those guys, I think has prepared me for the next step in my journey. And just being around them, I just kind of take little bits and details from them and try to implement that in my game.
Jeff, the 40-point game in the G League playoffs, how do you evaluate your season with the Blue Coats?
Like I said, the end goal was a championship. We fell short of that, but there's definitely some positives in that. And I think we ended, the season on a high note. Definitely a lot of, individual pieces that kind of moved around in the G. Obviously, that's how the season goes. Players coming in and out. But I think for me, I ended the season on a high note. Very proud of myself. At the end of the day, confidence has been at the highest level, and I kind of expanded on that game, coming here in Philly and just playing my game and being aggressive, being vocal, and I think that helped me out a lot throughout this whole year.
And what did you see from Ricky Council, both being promoted alongside each other this season?
Yeah, Ricky's a dog at the end of the day, man. He comes in and he works. He just wants to be great. Asks questions. He doesn't shy away from the moment. And I like being around Ricky a lot. We're pretty much our schedules were always the same. Whether we're in Philly or in Delaware. So just being around Ricky, talking to him about basketball. He just loves to be great. He loves to work. His work ethic. So very noticeable here. So guys love him.
Being kind of immersed in that was a really physical, intense, competitive playoff series that you guys just finished. Just what did you learn from being a part of that, and just a series that goes out to the wire?
Yeah, I think that's a series that any basketball player would want to be a part of. Just that competitive aspect. Both teams are just going at each other 24/7, and every single game was a close game. It always came down to the fourth quarter. Be like 1, 2, or 3 possessions that decide that ball game at the end of the day. That's just something that every basketball player just dreams of, being in that moment, highest level of basketball, being able to make plays, help your team win. Just being around that atmosphere, being around this series was eye opening for me, and just grateful to be a part of it.
Thanks, Jeff.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Terry, how would you assess your rookie season this year?
It was a great experience all the way around. Everything that I kind of was looking forward to and expected, but overall it was great.
I guess.
Go ahead.
My fault. I guess what was the experience like kind of shuffling back and forth a little bit between Delaware and Philly, the development, things like that. I guess how did that experience go for you this year?
It was good. Kind of got to learn while I was up here and then go put it into action down in the G League. So I feel like that was big on me, improving and learning the game.
Yeah, where do you feel like you most improved your game the most?
I have to say just know how to play the right way and knowing who I'm on the floor with at times, and learning how to play off of others.
So then going into the off season, what are kind of the things you're pinpointing already that
just being efficient, shooting the ball, hitting open shots. That's probably the biggest two things, and being able to handle the ball. So my handle and being able to make an open shot.
As a fellow guard, what did you see from Tyrese Maxey this season?
He's a dog, man. The rare breed, everybody can't do what he does, and he does it at a very high level. And that's somebody I look up to and kind of, pick up things from and take notes from.
What has he kind of passed on to you to take note of?
Just being aggressive and being myself. Reese is always aggressive and he's always himself every time, night in and night out. So he's never changing, and he's consistent with everything he do as far as like his preparation and working out and stuff. So.
Yeah, what will you take from what you've observed from him into your first professional off season?
Probably his professionalism. He's a pro's pro, man. He show up on time, he work hard, and he gets the job done. So that's probably the main thing that I can take from him.
You had a relationship with Ricky before you guys even got here. Just what was it like for you, as a teammate, a friend, to see kind of his season and the impact he made on the team?
That's another dog right there too. That's my guy, So just to see him grow and develop like that meant a lot to me. It gave me confidence and motivation to let me know that it's possible to, get a contract or just make bigger moves, for yourself and perform at that high level. So. It was the best seeing one of my friends, accomplish his dreams.
He kind of became a fan favorite too. You're smiling, so like just kind of watching that reaction, like how neat was that?
That was fun. He's a fun guy off the court and just all the way around. He's very goofy and they're just my brother, so it just means everything. See him become a fan favorite for sure.
Yeah, what is it about the two of you that your personalities just click the way that they do?
I don't know. He's just a good guy, I just want to surround myself with good, positive people. So that's somebody I know that I could count on if I ever needed him.
When you see a guy who you're so friendly with get a standard NBA deal like that, does that sort of put a chip on you or motivate you to to go the extra mile to do what it takes to get a standard deal?
Yeah, for sure. It's always a competitive side to it. They give me all the motivation that I needed to see that it's possible, and I appreciate him for that. And I just, cheer for him and told him good luck with everything.
I know that coming into the NBA, coming into your professional career, just you're getting stronger and your body was something that was talked about. Do you feel like you still have some strength that you can put on, or I guess what did you learn about the physicality of the league that maybe will help you with that part of it?
Definitely more physical in the league than it is from coming from college, but just standing in the weight room, I kind of fell in love with lifting. Probably this is my first year ever lifting like I did. I used to hate the weight room actually, so it was good though. I appreciate everybody who helped me out with that.
What about it did you learn to love that maybe you didn't have in previous times in your career?
I mean, if I want to play, it's you gotta do what it takes. So just getting stronger is something that'll help me out on the court. So I mean, it's just showing up to work every day.
Talking about getting stronger and getting better, what are your off-season plans? I know a lot of guys they maybe go home for a week or so, then come back up here. Is that what you're gonna do?
Right now, no. I'm not really a fan of going back home. I kind of feel like I fall back into habits that I used to have, growing up and finding myself. So I'll probably just chill here as long as I can possible and just keep working. Work never stops.
Did they say anything to you about a summer league or anything like that, or doing another stint with that?
Not yet. But I'm pretty sure that I'll be playing in summer league for sure.
Thanks, Dirk.
Cool.
K-Dag, I guess how would you kind of assess the season for yourself?
Personally, or as?
I guess personally.
It was crazy for me. I mean, obviously, before the season started, I got traded from Houston to LA, and I was already in LA when I got traded, so it was just I stayed there. Did all, obviously training camp, season started, first couple games, I get traded here, and then obviously I'm here now, so it was kind of a roller coaster, getting moved twice like that, just mentally, just trying to, figure it out. You go from, obviously, me being in Houston for 3 years, learning that team structure, and then going to LA, getting adjusted to that kind of, and then coming here and having to learn, you know what I'm saying, a whole new thing. So it was tough, but I mean, that's a part of the business, so I had to, you know what I'm saying, figure it out. So it was good though. Like, I knew a couple guys here before I came. Obviously, DeAnthony from LA, Tyrese, we were in the same grade. We played AAU against each other, and obviously, you know, Muck and Rocco and Nico coming with me from LA, so it kind of made it easy for me to get adjusted.
But what did you learn about yourself? Because, like, you know, we talked about in Houston, you know, you were getting a lot of minutes, playing a lot.
For sure.
You know, and you go through that period when you're not playing, and it can become extremely frustrating. What did you learn about yourself?
I mean, it helped me a lot, really, just seeing the game from a different perspective. Obviously, it's irritating not playing, and because I'm just so used to it, and I know I can help, but at the same time, it's only, you know what I'm saying, so much you can control, and I have teammates on the team, and they're out there, like, busting their ass every day, so the least I can do is, you know what I'm saying, go out and support them as much as I can through the whole process. And even the games I did play, I feel like, you know what I'm saying, I impacted the game as much as I could, and I was ready. So just whatever opportunity I did have this season, I felt like, you know what I'm saying, I did to the best of my ability, did my job, and just really support my teammates.
I guess
from
with
the
that being
conversations
said,
you've had thus far with your coaching staff, I guess, what does the off-season work look like for you?
Same thing I've been doing the past couple years, really. Obviously, the coaches tell me, you know what I'm saying, stuff I need to work on, but I'm realistic with myself, so just still getting with a shooting coach, just, you know, getting reps in, tweaking a little things with my jumper, getting that as consistent as possible, and obviously working a little bit stuff off the dribble, creating my own shot, but nothing too complicated. I just know what type of player I am and what I bring to the team, you know what I'm saying, automatically, and I understand whatever team whether it's here or wherever it may be, I understand they're going to have main scorers on the team, and my job is to help those guys, you know what I'm saying, get easier shots and stuff like that, and I feed off of them. So just sticking to, you know what I'm saying, what I've been doing the past 3-4 years, and staying consistent with it.
I mean, you just kind of alluded to it. I mean, you are entering free agency for this year. I guess, like, what kind of values do you have when it comes to free agency? What are you kind of looking for?
Yeah, I mean, toughness for sure, versatility, being able to guard multiple positions. I think my athleticism and finishing is, you know what I'm saying, up there in the league for sure. I mean, the numbers show it. So just those, you know what I'm saying, couple things, I feel like it can help a team a lot. And then, like I said, just my IQ for the game and understanding who's on the floor, and, you know what I'm saying, making stuff easier for guys and kind of playing off them. I feel like that's big. I'm not super ball dominant, so just me being out there and being able to make plays, and defensively just being active and being able to guard multiple positions, I think that's big. So once me and my agent talk, I mean, he has an understanding, you know what I'm saying, what I can do, and I'm sure he's going to preach that to teams, and we're going to see what happens. So I don't really know what to expect. It's my first free agency. Like, this is my first playoffs also, so this year was crazy. Just like I said, first time being traded, first playoffs, and first free agency, so everything is kind of new to me.
Yeah, I remember before game one, sitting in the locker room, you were like, "This is crazy." Like, you kind of were taking that in, just even though you weren't on the floor. Like, what did you learn from being in a playoff atmosphere for the first time?
I mean, I learned a lot. I mean, I tried to ask my dad, and he was just like, "There's nothing really I can explain." Obviously, the intensity of the game goes up and stuff like that, but he was like, "It's hard to explain. Like, you kind of got to be in it." So, just the attention to detail was big. I'm already a detailed type of person, but in the playoffs, you know what I'm saying, it's heightened even more. Physicality, I liked it. I think in the regular season, they kind of don't let you, you know what I'm saying, play as physical and freely as you can. So in the playoffs, you kind of let stuff go, and just the, you know what I'm saying, will to win is kind of what glared to me. Is just doing anything you possibly can to, you know what I'm saying, make your team win, because every game does matter. Like, going on the road and playing versus like going home, like, you try to protect home, you try to win both games. Like, splitting on the road would be good, because, you know, you can come back home and have a chance to go up. So all that stuff matters. So it was fun though.
What'd you make just overall of Nick and how he does things?
I mean, Coach Nurse, when I was coming out, my draft class, he watched me work out actually. So, I mean, I've been, you know what I'm saying, knew of him and had a conversation with him, and obviously my past 3 years playing against the Raptors and stuff like that, I kind of had an idea on how he coaches, like super physical defensively, get up and down and stuff like that. He's kind of an open-minded coach, and that's what I, respect about it. Is just he's willing to listen to what his players have to say, and defensively, he wants you to be super physical, and then offensively, just make plays. So.
You said you were learning how to play your role, not playing as many minutes as you're used to. But you guys seem to have fun rooting for the guys who are playing, or what is it about this team that makes it enjoyable to root for each other?
I think it's any team that I've been on, really. Like, regardless of how things are going, your teammates, like, they're not controlling if you're playing or not, and we're around each other so much. Like I said, I feel like that's the least you can do is support your teammates, because in the games, obviously guys don't play good. You know what I'm saying? Some games, other games, they play well. So during like rough times and good times, I feel like always just having your teammates back, regardless of, what's going on, obviously. So we're just around each other so much, so I feel like just supporting them is the least I can do.
Nick talked about learning you a little bit and learning how to use you, and then did you feel more confident as that progressed, as like your kind of relationship progressed, and he kind of saw where you were used best?
Yeah, I feel like our relationship progressed for sure. I feel like there's still more stuff I can show that I could do personally, but I understood that, like, I came to the team that was kind of, the season already started and kind of established, so it's going to be difficult to, you feel me, like, kind of just throw me in there versus you already have guys on the team you've been through a whole training camp and preseason, the first couple of games with. So it was just a difficult situation, I think. But I feel like I could show more. But the time I was given, games I did play, I feel like I did my best, and I did as much as I could do.
Tyrese and Melton have talked about the friendships that you guys have sort of developed over these last few months.
Yeah.
When you think about sort of the journeys that all three of you had over the last like 6 to 8 weeks, there have been some significant highs and lows. What was it like to sort of support each other through your respective journeys?
No, it's been crazy. I even go to the game in New York, the feeling was like we kind of lost in New York, and Tyrese was just like super upset he missed free throws and stuff like that. And I was telling him, like, just keep your head up. And then Melt going through like the back stuff, and him coming back, and then him being out again, he was kind of down on himself, and then my foot, and I was just upset because I just felt like I was kind of starting to get in the flow of things. I had a couple good games, like played in Memphis and San Antonio. I had a couple good games, and that happened, so it was just like, it was kind of crazy for like all three of us, but we're all super cool. Like, I'm always, most of the time, happy. I'm always messing around and stuff like that. Same thing with Mel and Tyrese, so we kind of all mesh well. So we just try to stay in each other's ears to keep our spirits high, and at the end of the day, it's just basketball. Like, this is what we do, this is what we love to do, so we just need to have fun with it always.
Your locker is next to Ricky's. How would you describe him as a teammate, and seriously speaking, like, watching him make himself into a guy that earned a contract and just all of that?
Yeah, I didn't know until the other day that me and Ricky are the same age.
Okay.
I thought he was younger than me because he acts like a child. He plays around so much, but he's like me. Like, I still play around a lot, but like my first year, I was just like him. Like, it's just new to him. Like, he just don't know. So it's new to him. He's figuring it out and stuff like that. But I love Ricky. Just the way he plays and how he gets to the rim and stuff like that kind of reminds me of myself. And me and him always just have conversations, and I just tell him just like stick with it. And my first year in Houston, I went to the G League for like a couple weeks, and kind of same situation. Like, I already had a guaranteed contract. I know he was on a two-way, then he got converted. But when he was like going up and down and stuff like that, I'm like, just don't take that stuff lightly. Like, go kill. Like, it really, that stuff matters. Just you getting your confidence and stuff like that. So, I went down and I came back up to Houston, and I started playing well for the rest of the season the same way with him. Like, he came up in the games he did play, he played really good. So no, I'm excited for him for sure. I see a lot of stuff in him. I see it myself. I told him to chill a little bit. Like a lot of good, you play around and stuff like that. A lot of guys don't like it, but with me, we always mess around and stuff like that. That's my guy for sure. I love Ricky.
Okay, what's the goofiest thing he's done where it's like this guy is ass?
No, he just like it's just like little things like no, like everyone is like chilling and he would just say something or do something. I'm just like, Ricky, what are you doing? Like, but nah, he's hilarious. Like me and him, we always mess around. I joke majority of the time, like I said too. So just having someone like that next to me, and when you know what I'm saying, stuff is hard. I feel like you always don't need to be super serious. Like it's okay just to, relax and have a little laugh and then kind of get locked back in.
Is it comforting to know, sort of, because in theory, everyone you just mentioned, Mel, Tyrese, Ricky, like you guys are all going to have some significant years left in your careers, right? So whether or not you stay on the same team, to know sort of that these are the faces that you're going to grow with, what does that feel like to know you have those relationships?
It means a lot. Like every team I've been on, I always try to build relationships, whether it's like media or trainers or, you know what I'm saying, on the road, just ball boys and stuff like that. Like my dad always told me from playing, just build those relationships with people because you don't know, you know what I'm saying, in the long run, like what it may do. Like a couple years ago, I was in Phoenix and two like the ball attendants in the locker room like came up to me and was like, oh, tell your dad like we appreciate him, like he always looked out for us. So like this stuff goes a long way, and I always just try to be, you know what I'm saying, as respectful as possible to everybody, whether it's my teammates, you guys, coaches, staff, or whatever. You feel me? Because I think it goes a long way, and it's not hard to be respectful to these people, respect people's times, and you feel me? So that's a big part of just me personally, like outside of basketball, just dealing with you guys and everybody, just being as respectful as possible. And yeah, I think it goes a long way for sure.
Just to kind of, I guess, ask you straight up, would you like to be back here?
I don't know at this point. Like the season just ended. It's kind of want to, you know what I'm saying, take a seat and kind of, you know what I'm saying, look at everything. I understand that we have a lot of unrestricted free agents or whatever it may be. So I mean, it's hard to say that it would be a good fit because like we don't know who's gonna be on the team. Like it's different if, you know what I'm saying, we had a lot of guys coming back. I have the definitive answer, but yeah, I don't know. Like this season was crazy for me. I just need to take, you know what I'm saying, a step back and kind of, you know, look at my options and do what's best for me. Because, like I said, I got traded twice this year, and like that wasn't my choice. And now I have the option to kind of pick where, you know what I'm saying, I could go and what's best for my career. So that's what I'm gonna do. Like I'm still young. I'm 23. I'm going to get in my 5th year. So I think it's time to, you know, do what's best for me and keep moving forward, whether it's here or God knows where. So
Thanks, KJ.
thank you guys. Appreciate y'all.
I know it's hard to reflect immediately after the season just ended, but just how would you sort of describe your rookie year in the league?
It was wild. It was wild. Like I've told y'all before, like coming into the league, definitely had a little different expectations for myself. But to be honest, that's only because I really didn't know how it was. I just had this perception, and it wasn't real. So it was a lot of ups and downs, a lot of G League, a lot of growth down there. Brought it up and helped my confidence up here. And at the end of the day, I don't know where I'd be without the G League. It helped me a lot of reps, a lot of work down there. It helped build my confidence. Every time it helped build my confidence to go up here, and it was also vice versa. Every time I was up here for a while and went back down there, it made things easier. So it was just a full circle left.
Is there a specific stretch or game or moment in the G League that you're thinking of when you kind of are thinking about just, oh, this really helped me this season?
Well, it was one stretch I was up here for like a week and a half, if I remember right. And then I came back, I went back down to Chicago. I played down there, we played 2 games, and I had like 34.
Okay.
And I was like, wow, it's a lot easier now. And then I was doing good in the second game too, but got ejected. So I didn't get to finish that game. But yeah, and then
that was my last G League game for like 2-3 months. So yeah, it was around that time.
I guess like how influential were the veterans in the locker room, like for you, like guys like maybe Tyrese or Joe, Kyle, whoever, like any veteran that kind of stood out to you to help you along the way?
Tobias Harris, my guy, he was real big for me. Oh sheesh. Just from the beginning of the year, I mean, I figured that was like kind of my position, the 3-4. So like I was just watching him, and like he's the type of vet. Like some people might be like, yeah, I love this vet because he gave me a lot of money. He got me things. He took me shopping. Like that was never him. He didn't give me my first materialistic thing until the other day. He gave me a bag because he didn't like the duffel bag I was wearing. He got me a Go Yard bag, so I appreciate that. So, but like till then, which was literally in New York the other day, like he didn't give me nothing. All he was giving me was advice and helping me be when we at halftime, be the first one out. It's a lot of things. I can't even put everything into words, but like he's helped me a lot. He gets a lot of hate, and I don't know where it comes from. And he's a really good person. And obviously Tyrese, I don't really talk about somebody so much, but Tyrese, like y'all know, like he's helped a lot too, more around my age. So got like a big brother and then like a middle-aged brother.
Yeah, middle brother.
So, yeah, it was them two for sure.
What did you learn from either of them that you might take into your off season? It's your first off season as a pro, as you learned to sort of put things together in this time off.
Well, if I would say anything, I would say the work ethic from Tyrese, which I already pretty much have, but like I just seen how he came from. I mean, he was nice last year, but like he was an all-star this year. Like that's what everybody wants to be, an all-star. You see what he did the other 2 games ago, like it's crazy. I mean, he saved us to play another game. Like without that game for him, we wouldn't have played yesterday. It would have been over already. So like the work ethic from Tyrese and then like the professionalism from Tobias is just unreal. And that's why I was glad I had him in my corner this whole year, and I appreciate it forever. Wherever he's at next year, if it's here, I would absolutely love it. If not, he said that that I always win his corner, so I'm good to have that.
With that being said, you know, they both of them work out in Cali in the summertime. Are you going to work out with them or anything like that, or what's your plans for this summer?
I will know my plans after I talk with probably Coach Nurse or Rico to know how long of off time I have. So we'll see.
Are there certain things like skill-wise that you're already like, these are what I want to kind of highlight or pinpoint to really keep working on?
Yeah, it's some things that, like I've told y'all before, also like being on the bench is not all bad, especially as a rookie. You get to learn and watch a lot of things that works, a lot of things that don't work, and I saw that this series, and me and T Murray are gonna get to work for sure on things we saw, so I'm excited for that.
As you kind of map out your development, like who are some of the players around the league, either currently or historically, that you're going to watch to be like to mold your craft?
A little bit of everybody. That's one thing I do. I don't just watch one person and be like, then they're gonna be like, dang, Ricky plays like X. They're gonna be like, dang, Ricky plays like X with a little bit of Y and a little bit of Z, and maybe a little A too. So that's always been me, like big on versatility. So, like, for example, Jalen Brunson, his ability to draw fouls effectively. Almost every time he has the ball, it's either a foul or a bucket. So, I want to have that in my game. That's one thing that I'm going to talk to the team about, like, when we probably get the word next week, that, like, can't stop it. And in my opinion, people now, I don't think he's flopping. I think he's getting fouled. If we're being completely honest, like I can say that in series, I'm like, I think he's getting fouled. He just knows how to get fouled. So that's one thing for sure.
Yeah, just being a part of immersed in that series that was so intense, so competitive on both sides. Literally, it was decided by 1 point if you look at the cumulative score. Just what did you learn from being part of playoff basketball for the first time?
Every possession matters. Every possession, from who wins the jump off first to the little layup you missed when nobody's really guarding you, to losing a challenge. Like, every possession matters, and we're on the bench talking like, in the regular season, somebody can have like a quiet 20 points. It really doesn't happen in the playoffs. You remember every bucket. 3 points feel like 10, 10 feels like 20, everything goes up like 10. And we was talking, me, Jeff, and Turk, KJ, and we're like, man, Anunoby, like, OG, every game he played, it felt like he had 30 just off his impact, hitting timely big shots, just making good plays, just like every game it felt like he had 30. You look up, he only has like 10, 12. You're like, no way. But that's just the playoffs. Everything matters, every possession matters, every point matters, every defensive stop matters. So yeah, that's one thing I learned for sure. And I feel like it's not really the same during the regular season. It is to an extent, but not like playoffs.
What was it like working with Coach Nurse as a rookie? Like, what's it like being under him?
It was good. It was good. From the first day I walked in here, we was over there on that goal, and we was working on my shot. To me blowing up his phone during summer league, asking him tons of questions, to him telling me stop texting him. But like, yeah, I just wanted the best for myself, so I knew that was the person that was gonna put me in. So I was blowing his phone, but it's been real good, and I want to continue to build a relationship.
You just touch on your shot. You shot the 3-ball really well in the G League. To close the season in the NBA, you shot the 3-ball really well. Just what work did you put in, and what led to you feeling more comfortable doing that?
I would say the work in here, me and T-Murray put in a lot of work, and it really comes from confidence. At this point, I'm shooting the ball amazing, surprising myself at times. It's just like, think about the growth. Like, I still remember 1 for 17 in summer league, to the point where I didn't even want to shoot. My teammates begging me to shoot, catch and shoot shots, and I wouldn't take them. And now it's just like, I could literally take them with one eye open. So it's just like the growth when I think about that, and I'm excited to put that on the court with referees next year. That's what I'm most excited about. And it's starting summer league.
Yeah, is that motivational where it shows like, okay, when I do put in the purposeful work, like it actually does transpire, or it does translate?
The work works for sure. I don't know how many threes I shot since I've been here. We put in so much work. We don't have days off. I can probably count the number of days off I had on my finger. I had this whole entire year. Not a lot. So all them days, all the optional days we have, is not optional for us. All the blackout days, I probably missed like 2, 3. Other than that, I was still in here. So it's a lot of work. It has to work at some point. Sometimes it's just like, it's not, but when you just keep being persistent, it works eventually.
With the form of your jumpers, is there anything specific you're focused on tweaking, or just wanting to, I guess, hone in on as far as the mechanics?
No, I'm not really worried about mechanics no more. It's more just reps and staying consistent. If I'm shooting and I feel like it's not consistent, then we'll look at that, but it's been consistent for the last, whatever. It's been a while. It's been consistent for a while now.
Yeah, working with Terquavion, just what kind of relationship have you guys built, and what's that been like?
Yeah, I feel like everywhere I go, I always had this type of relationship with somebody, at which Arkansas is my guy Marcus, now it's Terquavion, so it's just like, it's not, I don't look at him as a coach, or I really don't know his position. He's like a big brother to me, so, I mean, I talk to him the way I want to, like he talks to me the way I want to. It's not like a professional, if y'all get what I'm saying, like
a formal.
yeah, it's just like, I need something, I'm gonna tell him. he needs something from me, he gonna tell me, and like it just got that's my guy. That's my brother. That's my big brother for sure, and it makes that easier. I'm like, I text him anytime, like, yeah, you saw this, you saw that little pickup Brunson just did. Yeah, we need that. So yeah, I can't wait to get to work this summer because I proved a lot of people wrong. So my guy right here, like, there's more to come of that for sure.